Okay, good day. So this is my first example in solving problems involving hypothesis testing using t-test. Again, ang assumptions natin para magamit natin yung t-test, dapat yung ating sample is a random sample. At the same time, yung ating t-test can be used if the population standard deviation is unknown and if n is greater than or equal to 30, can use t-test. And if n is less than 30, dapat yung ating variable is normally distributed. Okay? Example number 1 says, a medical investigation claims that the average number of COVID-19 infections per week at a hospital in a Batangas province is 16.3. A random sample of 10 weeks had a mean number of 17.7. The sample standard deviation is 1.8. Is there enough evidence to reject the investigator's claim at alpha equal to 0.05? Assume the variable is normally distributed. Okay. Papansin natin yung ating sample size is less than 30. But nakalagay naman doon sa ating problem, yung ating variable is normally distributed, so we can use t-test. At the same time, population standard deviation is not given, we can use the sample standard deviation in solving for our test value, okay, or test statistics, okay. Now for step one, by the way, we're going to use the 5 steps in testing our hypothesis using t-test, okay. And step one is we're going to state the hypothesis and we're going to identify the claim, okay. So ano ba ang ating claim? Ang claim, sabi dito, isang medical investigation ang nag-claim na yung average number of COVID-19 infections per week sa hospital in the Batangas province is 16.3. Yun yung claim. Okay? So therefore, ang ating null hypothesis is no difference, meaning mu equal to 16.3. Okay? So that is our null hypothesis. Mu equal to 16.3. And walang nakalagay dito, walang keyword para siya ay maging directional test. So therefore, this is a two-tailed test. Okay? So therefore, our null hypothesis is the negation of our alternative hypothesis is the negation of our null hypothesis. If this is equal, our null is not equal. Mu not equal to 16.3. Ang claim dito ay yung ating average number of COVID-19 infections per week ay 16.3. So ito ang kine-claim. Okay? In step number 2, we're going to find the critical value or values based from the t-table or t-distribution table or table F. Okay? So, paano ba yun? So, we have alpha natin. Alpha is 0.05. Okay? We have two-tailed. Then, what else? Ang degrees of freedom natin is n minus 1. So, ang ating sample size is 10. So, 10 minus 1 equal to 9. Okay. So, gamit yung ating t-distribution table, we have degrees of freedom 9. This is two-tailed. Hanapin natin yung row ng 0.05, two-tailed. Meron siya. 9. So, therefore, our critical values are positive, negative 2.62. Okay? Galing ko muna ito. Positive, negative 2.262. Makatwid, ganito siya. The positive 2.262, the negative 2.262. Okay? Naran yung ating rejection region. Okay? Now, for step number 3, Kukunin lang natin yung test value gamit yung ating formula na t equal to x bar minus mu over s over square root of n. Okay? X bar minus mu over s over square root of n. Substitute natin yung given values. X bar is 17.7. Ang ating tinetest, hypothesized population mean, 16.3. Ang ating population standard deviation is 1.8 over square root of 10, which is our sample size. Okay? Lagay natin, ito yung S. Ito yung ating X bar. Ito yung ating mu. And our sample size N is this. Okay? So, gamit yung ating scientific calculator, our computed t-value is equal to 2.460. Okay? T equal to 2.460 or 2.46. Now, doon sa ating step number 4, we're going to make a decision to reject or not to reject the null hypothesis. So, ibig sabihin, 2.46. So, naandito siya. Nasa rejection region siya. Okay? Na ito yung ating 2.460. Ito yung ating test value. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan, since computed t equal to 2.46 is greater than our critical value equal to positive 2.262. Tapos 2.262. Our decision is reject the null. Okay? And if we reject the null, we have now step number 5. We're going to summarize the result. So what is our conclusion? Is enough evidence to reject the claim that the average number of COVID-19 infections is 16.3. So, i-reject natin yung null hypothesis. So, that is the solution to our example number 1 t-test for amine. Thank you.